What's going on, guys? It's N60Sean, and because it's been like a month since the last episode of Season 10, I thought it would make sense to just have a little recap of everything that's happened in Season 10 so far. Starting with the moment H2O Delirious completely lost the plot and decided to lay waste to everybody. H2O Delirious in Episode 1 was beating the living snot out of anyone. It didn't matter if you were a hero or a YouTuber. You were taking a beating. Poor little Skeleton Dream taking a chokeslam. Just saw Marshmallow, Jelly, anybody who was in H2O Delirious' way, he absolutely lay waste to. And while all this is going on, poor old N60Sean, your boy's out there, ready to make his big announcement about the Mega Magazine YouTuber World Cup. And I can't even do that in peace, because Delirious decided he was just going to beat me up as well. So Delirious then sneaking a week to me. And basically, our poor old Shenwu took the championship to the face as well. And Delirious' whole thought process, if you can call it a thought process behind this, was that he felt that he'd done everything as N60 champion. He lay waste to every single challenger he'd faced. He also felt that Captain Fanta was getting too much of the credit for taking out the villains, when really at the end of Season 9, it was all down to him for vanquishing the villains. And he felt like that he should be crowned world champion straight away. There shouldn't even need to be a YouTuber World Cup. I mean, I think he's lost the plot, to be quite honest. So, after completely laying waste to everyone, he's obviously got his bee in his bonnet about something. Oh yeah, I forgot. Someone else decided to take it upon themselves to try and be the hero of the day. Henry Horseman starts making his way down to the ring with a little bit of boldness in each step, thinking, do you know what, Delirious, I'm going to be the hero today and I'm going to take you out. There's one person in the locker room you haven't laid waste to, and that's me. 2 seconds after H2O Delirious laid waste to Henry Horseman. Thoughts and prayers. 1 like equals 1 prayer for Henry Horseman, who was disposed of quite brutally. And then the most shocking moment in N60 history then proceeded to take place, as when H2O Delirious went backstage, he was then assaulted with a vehicle backstage. And the question then was asked, who ran over Delirious? Who was responsible for this? Now, the first person who became suspect, as Eagle Eyes people saw someone fleeing the scene of the crime, someone recognised those trainers, fingers were being pointed at Ali-A. However, Ali-A was playing some Fortnite, and when he was running backstage, he heard a disturbance and then saw something that he just couldn't quite believe. Oh, back in the summer when Ali-A memes were a thing. So Ali-A was the first person on the scene, and he was the only person to witness H2O Delirious get knocked out with that car. Meanwhile, the World Cup qualifier, the first one's about to take place, the England World Cup qualifier, which Ali-A was going to be a part of, as was I. Ali-A decides to drop this bombshell on me when I'm trying to prep for a World Cup qualifier. Obviously, I'm annoyed. My N60 champion has been run over by a car. Anyway, a 10-man rumble to decide who was going to represent the jolly old nation of England in the Mega Magazine World Cup took place. All of your favourites in there. Henry Horseman, who managed to recover being thrown off the stage pretty darn quickly, is in the ring, facing off with DanTDM. Pugnacious is in there, Johnny Gargano's favourite. And then Ali-A came in at number 10. Remember, Ali-A, the prime witness in this case. DanTDM eliminates Ali-A, and I'm all like, yo, Ali-A, can you get yourself somewhere safe, please? Because I need to know what you saw to see who ran over H2O Delirious. Ali-A, I get eliminated as well. Ali-A goes back to my office to try and get himself safe. DanTDM qualifies for the World Cup by eliminating Henry Horseman. By the time I've gone backstage, someone's already taken out the prime witness. Ali-A is then assaulted as well. We get Dr. Pringles to try and get him to a medical facility, but obviously because Dr. Pringles isn't actually a qualified doctor, he's not really known how to work an ambulance and ends up doing probably more damage. So then Ali-A is taken to a nearby hospital with concussion, bruised ribs, a severe case of ligma, and we don't know what the condition of Ali-A is, and we cannot get a single bit of sense out of him to who has run over H2O Delirious. So the case rolls on. The next thing we get to deal with is the U.S.A. qualifier, with who can qualify to represent the U.S.A. the World Cup. Keemstar's all like, yo, N60Sean, what's going on? I'm like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to find a detective. I'm going to get a detective on this. This is how much it means to me to find out who assaulted H2O Delirious and Ali-A. I want to know what's happened here. So, I'm off to find a detective. I bump into our Heroes champion, Captain Fanta. I mean, he's trying to cram in 10 episodes worth of stuff here. Who then interfered with the USA qualifier, reigniting Ninja and Marshmallow's feud with JackSepticEye. That cost Ninja his spot in the YouTuber World Cup. A spot to represent the USA was won by PopularMMOs. And I'm all like, I found a detective! And here is Detective Pikachu, who says to me that he is going to get to the bottom of who ran over H2O Delirious. Now, at first I thought, what a lovely little Pikachu in a detective costume. But there is evil. There is something not right in this Pikachu's eyes. People. Anyway, it was all joy and fun times because the Mega Magazine World Cup is about to begin. The fireworks were hot and sparkly. The fanfare was joyous. The championship was darn tootin', let me just say. Rich from Mega Magazine's all like, yo, N60Sean, I'm thrilled to bits about this World Cup. I'm like, me too, Rich. And then it was business time. 16 great nations was to be represented in a massive World Cup tournament. 4 groups of 4 fatal 4-ways in the group stages, with the winners facing off in the semi-finals. And while the World Cup's taking place, Detective Pikachu is beginning his investigation. In the first group, PopularMMOs faced against Uganda Knuckles, Steelboy and V Phoenix, and came out on top and qualified for the first semi-final. In the next group stage, we had Quebblecop, DanTDM, Minilad and Mr. Craner as we debuted on the Mega Magazine channel. And everybody, all the big names, were coming down and dancing and having a lovely time at the Mega Magazine YouTuber World Cup. People are dabbing, people are celebrating, Quebblecops are flipping, Craners are shouting, Pogba's are saluting, and there's suspiciousness. Drake and Ninja, he's managed to get over being in the World Cup. Anyway, DanTDM won the next group stage in a match which saw 3 boss modes to qualify for the semi-finals. We then saw Grant Hines, JackSepticEye, Ivan Martinez and Stampy face off in Group C. And then we realised that there was a new alliance in town as the returning Mr. and Timmy Terror, who hadn't been seen since the great Heroes vs Villains face-off at the end of Season 9, seemed to have aligned themselves with Stampy, who is teaching them to get rid of their evil ways and to make themselves more lovely. So they managed to give Stampy the assist to make him sway to the semi-finals by giving JackSepticEye a lovely cuddle and Grant Hines a lovely airplane spin. And Stampy, with the cat stamp, beating one of the Martinez twins, and with Timmy Terror and Mr. by his side, Stampy books his place into the semi-finals. We then had Vanos, Valerio, Ultra Gamer 20 and PewDiePie face off in one of our more less shenanigan-based group stages, and Detective Pikachu then tells Gloria Borger that he is going to make his first arrest in connection to the H2O Delirious hit and run incident. Vanos qualifies for the semi-finals from Group D and then dedicates his semi-final match and his semi-final victory, which he said was going to happen, to H2O Delirious, his fallen buddy. So it was Canada versus England in the World Cup semi-finals. And DanTDM and Vanos put on one quite heck of a contest for you guys. And it was back and forth, and Detective Pikachu looked to be mobilising and also saying N60Sean, what he told Gloria Borger, that he's found an arrest. But we don't trust those eyes! I don't trust that face! And as Vanos looked like that he was going to be making his way to the World Cup finals with a flying owl, you'd think that would put DanTDM away, but no, DanTDM manages to get a shoulder up. And Detective Pikachu, in the middle of a World Cup semi-final, which I think is highly inappropriate, starts making his way down to the ring, flanked by 2 suspicious-looking officers of the law. Do we recognise those faces? Do we recognise those people? Vanos is all like, why is the Popo here when I'm about to book my place into the World Cup final? The police come down to the ring, and Detective Pikachu is all like, get this man! And DanTDM looked like he was going to nail a diamond cutter off the distraction. Vanos manages to fight back, goes for a second flying owl, DanTDM reverses it into a diamond cutter in midair, which I thought was pretty awesome. And before DanTDM can fully celebrate his place in the final, something unheard of, well, not unheard of actually, because he got arrested in the season before. Vanos makes it 2 for 2 in consecutive seasons of getting arrested. Unheard of. It'd be nice if Van. Oh, look at this. And then Detective Pikachu drinking it all in thirstily. Then we go to our next World Cup semi-final. Stampy with his newfound buddies, Mr. and Timmy Terror, taking on tournament favourite Pat. Now, Pat, because he's a smart dude, sees that Timmy Terror and Mr. are going to probably be backing up Stampy. He gets one step ahead of the game by going up to his... I love the bromance between Brawn Sprout and Pat. And also Mega Shark gets brought into it. Look at that shark. So Pat gets a little bit of backup because, as predicted, these two chumps decide to poke their nose in to a World Cup semi-final. And Mr. and Timmy Terror, as Pat knowing these idiots. But then, just as he was about to head them off at the pass, Stampy rolls up Pat with 1, 2, but no, Pat manages to survive. And then the backup arrives. And one of my favourite heroes, Brawn Sprout, starts walking. He's talking. He's walking with purpose here, people. And backup is coming in the form of a massive shark. That's Mega Shark and Brawn Sprout, a tag team, sending shockwaves through the tag team division, make their way down and start laying an absolute pummeling on Mr. and Timmy Terror. And then Stampy and Pat proceed to go back and forth. And Stampy almost managing to upset things with a roll-up. Look at these double punches from Stampy. From Brawn Sprout and Mega Shark. 2 double punches, knock out Mr. and Timmy Terror. And Stampy went for the curb stamp and then gets caught in the pass. F5. See you later, Stampy. And as Pat goes for the cover, referee 1, and then this police person kicks the referee in the ribs and then breaks up the pinfall, and it looks like that these 2 police officers had Pat in their sights, and once again Stampy manages to advance in a World Cup situation, hits a double-footed cat stamp, 2 feet deep into the ribs, hooks the leg, 1, 2, and that's 3. And Stampy makes his way to the World Cup final against all the odds, and then these are unheard of circumstances, as PopularMMOs is then arrested. He's added to the list of people detained at the hands of these police officers, as PopularMMOs joins Vanos in the slammer, and again this Pikachu man. So at this point, I'm like, literally, man, my World Cup's looking like a sham. I need to get a bit of order on this, otherwise people are going to start doubting the prestige of the World Championship, which we're trying to introduce. So I'm in the ring about to make an announcement, and then these 3 turn up in the parking lot, and I'm like, look, I'm fed up with the interference in my World Cup matches, alright? It's doing my head in. So the World Cup final is going to take place inside Hell in a Cell. So we can't have any Bota-wearing Misters, any reformed Timmy Terrors, or any police people, or Pikachus, or Pokemon, or anyone for that matter, interfering with my World Cup final. Detective Pikachu then decides he wants to interrupt this. Now Trayaurus is looking on, Dr. Trayaurus, and he's a smart guy. He's seen this, and he's like, mate, I'm starting to get suspicious of this Pikachu. And this Pikachu saying that there's 1 more arrest still to come. Trayaurus starts a snooping. I mean, well, he's going to get himself arrested for going through people's cars. I mean, Trayaurus, you can't be doing that, mate. So whilst Trayaurus is a snooping, we make another tag team match between Mega Shark and Brawn Sprout, because I just want these guys to take each other out. And then look, a big thing happens as Dr. Trayaurus finds the N100K championship, which belongs, do you remember who that belongs to? That bald-headed dude from Getting Over It. So then all fingers point to the identity of the policeman being Diogenes from Getting Over It, the N100K champion. And then him and Trayaurus are absolutely beating on each other. Like, I mean, this is scenes here, people. This ain't wrestling. This is street fighting. This is street justice. And Trayaurus starts dealing out some of that aforementioned street justice by slapping the absolute taste out of Diogenes, smashing him in with his own championship, and then he legs it. Braun Sprout and Mega Shark then decide, then what? They dispose of Timmy Terror, of Terror 887 with ease. This new lovely rebrand for these guys, not really doing them much good, as they pretty much got themselves in line for a tag team title shot somewhere down the road. And then we get to the World Cup final. It's World Cup final time, people. 16 countries, and now we've got Stampy representing England, and no, DanTDM representing England and Stampy representing the lovely world, and these two have quite the Hell in a Cell contest. A match of the year candidate, back and forth, taking the channel back to his roots from the first ever match. Meanwhile, whilst DanTDM's fighting for his life for the World Championship, Trayaurus is in and running with the law. The chase between Diogenes and Trayaurus continues. Stampy's a dancing, and Stampy's delivering Timmy Terror's finishers to Stampy. Hooks the leg, 1, 2, and 2 of the OGs of the N60 wrestling universe that we've created. Probably the most deserving of the World Champions. And then Trayaurus gets himself arrested. I mean, to be fair, I mean, we know he's not a policeman, but he did smash a policeman in the head with a championship belt, and that's not on. You're not allowed to do that. And then, just as we thought we were going to be getting a clean win here, Detective Pikachu turns up with another one of these police officers, and I think I've got an idea of who it is. And the whole purpose of this Hell in a Cell match was that no one could interfere. Detective Pikachu makes his way down to the ring, and DanTDM is all like, nah bruv, I'm trying to win a world championship, get your yellow looking self out of it. And then Stampy, for the third time in this World Cup, for every match in this World Cup, takes advantage, flies from the inside to the out, and then with DanTDM distracted, goes for the cat stamper. Oh no, nuh-uh, that isn't happening. DanTDM reverses it into a diamond cutter, 2, and DanTDM is crowned our N60 World Champion. He finally wins the big one, and it's all celebrations. But before that title belt can get warm in the puddies of DanTDM, before he has a chance to just look at his own face in the reflection of the shininess, Detective Pikachu and who I suspect is Bennett Foddy face off with DanTDM, and that is where we're at Season 10. So, we've got one more episode of Season 10 to go before we graduate to the big brave world of WWE 2K19. That episode is coming up so soon. I'm sorry it's been such a delay on Season 10 so far, but yeah, that is all of the key beats of Season 10 so far. If you want to watch all the episodes in their entirety and get a feel of everything that's going on, then do check out the playlist which is here, and also go and check out all of our videos with WWE superstars that we've done reacting to your created superstars. So that is Season 10 so far, people. It's quite a lot going on, a lot of epic stuff happening. I've been N60Sean, you guys are all excellent, and 2K19 is coming very, very soon, people. See you later, bye.